Welcome to That 30 Show, a podcast where we talk about the good, the bad, and the surprising parts of our 30s. I'm G, and I'm finally 30. I'm excited to find out if 30 really is the new 20, because if it is, then the best years are yet to come.
And I'm David. I'm entering my mid-30s. I used to have no back pain or trouble sleeping, but now I live off a healthy diet of self-help books and dream of being in bed by 10 p.m. every night. Join us each week as we try to figure out together what life in your 30s is all about.
Welcome back to That 30 Show.
Welcome back to another Uncut episode.
You know what, G?
What?
A lot of my friends, or a lot of the listeners, friends, that have listened to our Uncut episode had very positive feedback. They were like, oh my gosh, that Uncut episode, it was so much better. So I don't know if that's a compliment to how surprisingly articulate we are, or if it's more of an insult onto our editing skills. You know what I mean? But
I've had friends say that too. They're like, oh, you sound so natural. It sounds so at ease. But I think it's because we had the pressure on us. So we are like more mindful of speaking articulate. I can't even say the word.
You literally just jinxed yourself, but it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, we really appreciate that these unedited versions work for you because it saves us a lot of work. But anyway, yeah. I'm really excited to have this episode because I think we're full on in the summer now if you're on the West Coast or in this hemisphere. Mm-hmm. And but before we dive into talking about the summer and what kind of fun activities we might want to do, I got a few fun updates. Do you have anything that you want to share with me before we get into our main discussion?
I didn't know you were going to have updates. No, please. I don't have anything crazy to share.
I have so many things I want to talk about.
Oh my gosh. Well, please, the floor is yours.
Well, no, first off, I have to thank you actually, because a few days ago, you were the one who were like, David, get on Prime right now and get the 1 year free membership to DoorDash. So this is just a PSA for anyone who hasn't heard. If you have Amazon Prime, I think the deal is still there. It might not be on the front page of the Prime app anymore, but I think it's still active until for another few weeks at least.
I feel like the delivery companies are kind of having like a competition because they're giving away like free memberships through different avenues, and I'm like, something going on here. Like, why is everyone giving away free subscriptions? But yes. DoorDash is free on Amazon.
If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 year free membership to DoorDash. So that's really exciting. I've never really used DoorDash too much, but I think I'll use it more now because I have a pass. This really defeats the purpose, I guess, of our whole discussion.
Well, it completely defeats my goals of trying to not eat out so much because now I have both DoorDash and Uber Eats, a full year subscription. So I think I'm really going to fail at the goals.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, speaking of free things, in Canada, we can often like buy things and then return it with a very generous return window. If you're like a Costco member, or if you go to what's it called, Mountain Equipment Co-op, or in the United States, it'd be REI. And so I was just curious. I had this thing I wanted to ask you about, like, am I just bad for taking advantage of it this much? So my mom is visiting me for these 2 months, and I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, so I don't have anywhere for her to sleep. So I'm like, okay, why don't I just find a mattress that has a very generous return policy? So I bought this mattress online, one of those that ships, in a box.
Yeah.
And it has a 365 nights sleep trial.
Yeah, I've done that before, actually.
So I literally have no intention of keeping it. I got this mattress. I'm going to let my mom sleep on it for 1 to 2 months. And I'm going to return it. Like,
all right. Well, don't call out the company because they might.
I'm not going to say the company name. Is that's people do that, right? Is that okay? Am I a bad person?
I mean, I think people do it. I've done it before, but that was genuinely because the mattress was not comfortable. But for you, you are purposely doing this so that you can return. I mean, I'm sure lots of people do it. Costco has that return policy and people take advantage of it all the time. So
I just think you give someone a 1 year like free trial. It's anyways.
Out of the kindness of them wanting you to trial it to see if, it hurts your back.
Yeah.
But they donate those mattresses. So,
Yes. Yeah. That's what I've heard. They donate it. Yeah. So I feel a bit better. But hopefully I don't start, if suddenly mattress companies around BC get a huge influx of returns, not my fault. But something that our listeners have copied us in doing is cold showers. Have you heard from your friends that listen to this?
I've had a few friends tell me that they've started doing cold showers.
Because of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Does that make us influencers?
I don't know if it makes us influencers, but it certainly makes us influential to some people in this world. But yeah, I have like a few people that I know that listen and they're like, oh, David, I started taking showers because you guys wouldn't stop freaking talking about it.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know what it is about my apartment, but the showers are not as cold anymore, which kind of sucks. And it's not me getting used to it. Maybe. But the showers are like lukewarm. So,
yeah.
Oh well.
So now we have to decide what's the next thing we want to be annoying about and talk incessantly to get people on board.
Be uncomfortable about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saunas. Hot therapy.
It's like it's not hot enough. It's summertime. Why am I sticking myself in a hot room when I'm trying to avoid it?
Yeah. True. Very true.
Do you get out much now that it's much warmer? Do you don't bike to work, I guess, but
no, well, I walk. I walk to work and back, but it's been very hot, and I don't know if all of the wildfires have affected you, but certainly for me, I feel like my eyes get really, I don't know if it's dry, but it kind of hurts, and I get really congested, and I have to sneeze a lot. So I'm trying to avoid going outside.
Did you see that social media post yesterday from New York City?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I've seen videos.
Yeah. Like June 7th, apparently, New York City was like Blade Runner 2049. It was just red skies, super hazy, and it was apparently Canada's fault.
I know, every single article, it's because of the Canadian wildfires, but it's like, we've had those conditions before. It did not get nearly the coverage that it's gotten in New York City. Like, we've definitely had skies like that.
Pretty nuts.
But, yeah.
Do you have an air purifier ready to go?
I do have an air purifier, but it's with my mom, so I think I might need to get another one. But I haven't opened my windows. I don't know about like AC. Do you still get the air from, I don't know. I guess it doesn't purify. But
I think it helps to have air purifier on top of an AC, I think. But I think AC definitely does help, yeah. But I was really lucky that there was no wildfire really in the air last week, because last week was Bike to Work week. Did your company have that sort of as a thing?
No, we're not cool enough to do that.
It was like a province-wide thing. It wasn't just my company. Did you hear about it?
We didn't have any notice on it. No.
Oh,
nope,
so you
nothing.
don't know, this doesn't mean anything to you, Bike to Work. You didn't know it was a thing.
No, but I think I saw a post of yours. So
yeah,
you might want to share.
So I just wanted to mention that because I'm very proud of myself. I biked both to work and back to home twice in 1 week. Usually I maybe just take the bus and then bike home. But because it was Bike to Work week, I really wanted to pull my weight as part of my work team, because we had a whole work team of people colleagues who are, So just going back to the theme of accountability, I guess, it really worked. Because there was one day when I was like, I don't really want to do it, but I'm like, I can't let down my team. I got to put in the KMs.
Yep.
So I found myself biking to work when maybe otherwise I wouldn't have.
Well, the streak of good weather helps, I guess. If it was raining, maybe you'd be like, eh.
So I don't have anything planned, any ideas right now, but I was thinking if we as a podcast want to set any short-term goals and have our listeners hold us accountable, that'd be kind of fun.
Whoa.
Like almost like a monthly challenge or a weekly challenge. Like, for the next week, you got to do this. And then on the next podcast, we'll quickly.
Oh my gosh, that's fun. That is fun.
I didn't think of anything though, but.
Well, maybe our listeners can finally send us an email and with some suggestions, our inbox is looking pretty empty these days. So
challenge us to do something, obviously healthy. Oh my gosh. This is completely wild. It's not related, but I saw a video of someone who on a dare jumped off the side of a cruise ship. Did you?
Oh my gosh, I saw this.
Okay,
yes.
This is not a funny or good story because that person actually passed away because they just got lost in the sea. It's super sad, but they did it on a dare. It's crazy.
I've seen like 2 people on social media do that, but the one that I know you're talking about, the boy, the one that just graduated from high school. Yeah, it's so tragic.
It's so sad.
Anyway.
And like, I think those waters they were saying that it's heavily shark infested, so the chances that he probably died being eaten by shark are quite high. Well,
you can even see the shark coming up to him because as soon as you make that splash, that attracts all the sharks. And so in the dark too, that's when all the sharks kind of come out. That's terrifying. And whoever dared.
I was thinking if you're put yourself in the shoes of the person who dared him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could live that down. Crazy stuff that goes on out there these days. My gosh.
Totally.
Okay. I have a crazy story I want to share, and then we can get into our discussion. But the other day, I was with a friend, gonna remain purely anonymous, but it's
that's no fun.
Hilarious. Well, whatever. You don't know them. Even if you did, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. It's the most it's not wild. It's just a really hilarious story. I was like, okay, I gotta share this on the pod. So apparently, my friend is a girl, and she was on a date with a guy. Mm-hmm. And they entered some establishment, some restaurant or something like that. And apparently, the guy got super excited because he recognized this public figure from afar. And the public figure is a porn star.
Oh. Wow.
And then so he got really excited and he's like, oh my gosh, this is like my favorite porn star. And then so like he apparently went up to her, the porn star, and then sort of like, oh, I'm a big fan, and
what?
I can't believe I bumped into you. And then get this is the best part in my opinion. He turns around, he gives his phone to his date, my friend, and he asks her, "Can you help us take a photo?" Isn't that wild?
Okay, that is wild. Oh my gosh, what a great story. Was this a first date?
No, I don't think it was a first date, but they weren't official yet. Or they're they're official now. Anyway, so my friend was like very unimpressed. and then it's like after she's like, just never do that again.
Wow. I'm trying to think how I would react.
Yeah. How do you even that?
I think I would just find that like I'd be in disbelief, but also would find it kind of hilarious, I think. Like that's just wild.
I guess you just have to, and in a moment like that, you just have to laugh at the nerve and audacity.
Yeah, right? Like
the stupidity of your dude, right? Of your man. It's like, all right, this one's not the brightest, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Hey, you know what? Some people just get really starstruck, and
yes, he was very starstruck apparently. So I think that'd be okay to do if you were with a bunch of dudes, or arguably by yourself, right? Mm-hmm. I can't imagine doing it on a date and to ask your date to take a photo for you with the porn star.
He saw his shot and he took it. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that was the only time he's ever going to see her. So, wow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's very interesting.
I'm what?
I was going to say you're fresh out of stories, but that was a really good story.
That's a great story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a few more stories to share, but on the topic that we want to sort of dish on today, which is what's some great summer activities. I've brainstormed a few of things that I've done in the past that I really loved, and then a few things that I have never done, but I'm kind of like, I want to do. Do you have something along those lines as well?
I've been thinking about this all week because it's like such a fun thing to like think about, like what you want to do this summer. And
I wonder if we have any overlap. We'll see.
Probably. I have a few like basic ones in there, but I also have a few that I've been meaning or wanting to do. It's kind of like my summer bucket list. So
okay, you want to start there? Tell us about your maybe just like one item first, and then we'll see.
Well, so the first item is actually something that I'm going to be doing this weekend.
Wow.
And so this weekend I'm going to another bachelorette party because everyone seems to be getting married everywhere all at once, whatever that movie is. And so we are going to check out wineries in Kelowna. So if you live in BC, that's sort of the interior. And honestly, Kelowna is like one of my favorite places in BC, like where we live. I love going there because you have like the water, you have all the wineries. It's picturesque. It's so beautiful. So I love going there. I would go there a few times every summer if I could. But one of the things, is going to check out a winery or a brewery. Like one of my favorite things to do in the summer is when it's super sunny outside and then you go hit up like a patio and you get a nice drink and you lounge there and you chat with your friends. Like some of my favorite memories are during those times.
Yeah.
So
listeners can't see this, but G looks like she has never been happier in her entire life. Her eyes are closed, sort of. It's like she's looking upwards, and it's like she's reminiscing about the time that she was in Disneyland or something like that.
Yeah, except it was like
genuine.
the patio.
Genuine like excitement and euphoria. This is G's
I'm so
happy
excited.
place.
Yeah, wineries and patios and all that jazz. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Bucket list. So you've done it before, but so what is it? What do you mean? Why is it a bucket list thing if you've done it before?
Well, I've done it before, but it's kind of like on my summer to-do list every year or like summer bucket list every year to just, have you ever been to a winery? Do you go to wineries? Well, you don't drink, so. No, but wineries are so nice. They're so pretty to go to.
I've been on several winery road trips, actually. I just went on one last summer to Naramata, which is a region near Kelowna. Naramata has apparently, the people there were very proud to tell me, I think the world or North America, I can't remember what region, but let's just say the world's highest per square kilometer, like highest concentration of walk-in tasting wineries that you can get. Because a lot of wineries, you can't just walk in and do a tasting. Yeah. Or maybe some wineries don't even offer tasting. So apparently Naramata in BC has a lot of them. So we, on my trip last year, I bumped into at least one, if not more, bachelorette parties because it was, a really great place for bachelorette parties. Yeah, it's a classic sort of girls trip, right? Winery tour. It's a very bougie, like it's kind of a bougie thing, right? Are you guys going to a spa too at some point or?
No, we don't have plans to. It's going to be a very short trip, just like Friday to Sunday. So we're probably going to have to pack everything in. We're going to try and go boating and just lounge around. It's going to be fun. Awesome. One thing that I've always wanted to do though in the Okanagan or just anywhere is like go fruit picking. I feel like that's such No, I've done like blueberries just on a blueberry farm, but I've never picked like apples or peaches, like anything that's, bigger than a blueberry.
You know what? What's so funny for me when I think about these things is, you are sort of bougie and privileged when you pay to downgrade your life. Like our mutual friend group recently, we were hanging out and we're talking about camping, right? And then our friend was like, I work too hard and earn too much money to sleep on the ground.
Yeah.
It's like this mentality of why when your life is too comfortable, you actually crave a little bit of manual labor. So it's like, it's too easy for me to either have fruits delivered or for me to just go to a pristine supermarket and pick fruits. I want to go into the field and use my manual labor to pick the fruits off the tree. And I'm going to pay you to let me do that for you. That's kind of
the fruits of my labor. Yeah. I just think summer picking peaches and just making a peach, I don't know, pie, salad, whatever is so summery.
Is that part of your itinerary? Because Okanagan is great for fruit picking. That's where I've done it before multiple times.
It's not, but maybe we'll spontaneously add it. Not sure. So looking forward to that. That's coming up. That's like the first thing on my list, and it's coming up tomorrow. So.
Oh, you're leaving tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's on your list?
Well, I have to try. Do you want me to mention a bucket list or a best memory thing?
Oh, either or. We can just rotate, take turns.
Okay. I have a few more best memories, so maybe I'll start with that. So my first recommendation for a great summer activity is going ATVing. Do you know what that is?
Oh, yeah. But I never considered it. That's very adventurous. I've done ATVing in the sand dunes, and I think that is maybe the last time I will ever go ATVing.
Did you flip or fall off?
Okay, so right when you get on, there's this huge curve that you have to go to, right? Like immediately when you start. I went straight into the trees. Like everyone made this turn, right? And I didn't know what to do.
You couldn't turn it.
I couldn't turn it. So I literally went straight into the forest. And then the guy's like running after me like, hey, stop. And then I couldn't catch up. So the guy had to hop on my ATV and help me like go past everyone. And once we were on the sand dunes, I just kept getting stuck like over and over and over again. And my friend had to help me out, like literally lift me out of the sand. It was terrifying. Like I did not have a good time.
Okay, well, there's ATV on sand dunes and there's ATVing through like forest trails, which is what I did, right? So you're going up these steep inclines, very rocky, but then it's an ATV. So normally you'd be sort of tentatively, gingerly walking over these rocks. On the ATV, you just boom, and it's so cool, and it just grips it so well. So I'm not on a sand dune; it's very different, and it's just going up and down, and it was so fun. It was so fun. And if you do live in BC, where I went was in Whistler. Mm-hmm. Yeah, is where I went ATVing.
So do you go up like a mountain and then just kind of chill there, or are you like going around all the time, like the entire time?
Well, there's different kind of tours, right? There's some tours where it's more expensive and longer, so you'll have a lunch break, and there's other tours where it's a 2-hour ride and you're not like stopping anywhere for too long, maybe some short breaks here and there for some photos. But I think it's a great bachelor party, anniversary, birthday sort of. I mean, because it's a little pricey, right? So you're not going to go randomly, but it's super fun. Well, something that allowed my group to have more fun than usual is the instructor noticed that everyone in our tour group just so happened to be fairly confident and confident drivers. And so the instructor felt comfortable to break the rules essentially, which is that he allowed us to go much faster than normal groups are allowed to. Right. I think normally you're allowed to, they would maybe not, because they're at the front and you can't go faster than the instructor. So the instructor would make sure they don't go more than like 40 kilometers an hour or something like that. I was going 90, 100 or 100 kilometers an hour.
I feel like you're a bit of an adrenaline junkie just from
I am.
like I've seen you drive, and I've also seen you snowboard for the first time, where you literally just put on your snowboard and then you were gone. Like you'd never gone snowboarding before. And there's David like just zooming down the hill. I was like, what? Because like before that, you're like, oh, you're gonna have to teach me like how to go down the mountain. And then you were just gone. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this guy likes the speed. Yeah. Okay, your turn. That's fun. Okay. And well, now I feel like mine are so chill compared to yours, but that's okay. That's a good. I think that's a good change, because I think based on our track record, it sounds like G is the fun, adventurous one. So if people can, also realize I also know how to have fun sometimes. I don't mind that. I'm okay with that. Okay. So something that is on my bucket list as well is like drive-in movies or picnic movies. Oh. I think there's so many around the city that are free. So it's like a fun, free event. And they show a lot of like older movies, obviously, that are not in theaters anymore. So it's a great way to catch up on some old movies. Uday would probably love this one. And you can drive up, I guess, with your, like if you have a truck or a bigger car or something, you can just kind of sit in the trunk, or you can bring a picnic blanket and just watch. And they have the big projector screens. I feel like that's such a fun and free way to like spend your summer nights. It's very nostalgic, I think. Because it used to be a bigger thing back in the day, I think, like drive-in movies. Yeah. And so I personally don't see the appeal of it, to be honest. I'm a bit of a movie snob in that like I want my sound and picture quality to be top-notch. So I don't know why I would go out of my way to have a subpar movie experience. Like, where's my Adobe surround sound? I just think it would be cool when like it gets dark and then there's stars and you're just watching a movie with like a bunch of people around you and it's like open space, like you're in the open air.
Yeah. So I think when you go there, that you're not going for the movie, you're going for the vibes.
Yeah, probably not. But I think they've probably gotten better at it where they have like great speakers and they have a projector. So the screen's huge. So I don't think it's like the worst quality ever, as opposed to like the olden days where you have to tune into a radio station and then listen with your headphones.
That's a nice sort of, dates or even a bunch of friends, grab some KFC, whatever. I don't know.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about one more thing that I have done that I would recommend, and then I'll go into some bucket lists later. So this is another thing that I would rent. Instead of an ATV, I would rent a boat. I would recommend you rent a boat, but not just like a boat where you, like a bachelorette party boat. I mean, renting something closer to like a speedboat. I was just going to say, you're probably going to say speedboat. Were you there? Because our mutual friend group went on a boat once. Were you there?
I was there. You guys were driving very fast.
Oh, yeah. I remember one time when our friend was driving and then she kind of lost control because it was going so very fast and it was very bumpy. And then she stopped the boat. Yeah. She put it from very the accelerator throttle from full on to stop in a second. And then because of friction of the water, the boat lurched to a stop immediately and we all almost died. Do you remember that?
We almost were man overboard. Yeah. That I do remember that.
Yeah, that was I think our friend's name's anyway. Yeah, it was like afterwards we were like, "Oh, is everyone okay?" Like, it was pretty. Anyway.
Yeah, well, nobody had experience like driving the boat, and it's just fun to like go fast and stop, and you don't really realize that you actually have to slow down. So
if it's nice weather and wherever you live, you have access to some harbor, there might be some boat rental company. Take a smaller boat, maybe one that just seats 4 or 5 people, that it can go a bit faster. It's pretty fun. Another sort of adrenaline thing. I love it. I love being out on the open water, and
me too.
Especially when I can go fast. Oh, actually, I didn't think of this, was not on my list, but basically along the same lines is I would highly recommend jet skis. Have you done jet skis?
No, I've always wanted to try it. Someone take me jet skiing. I've always wanted to try it.
So fun. So fun.
I almost took lessons one year, but like it's hard to take lessons. Or
you don't need lessons.
Oh, no. Sorry, I'm not talking about jet skis. I'm talking about like wakeboarding. Sorry.
Ooh.
Totally different things. I wanted to take you don't need a lesson in jet skiing. I've never been on a jet ski actually, but I haven't always wanted to. I meant wakeboarding. So yeah.
Okay.
I could see jet skiing being fun. I guess like this wasn't on my list, but while you were talking about like renting things, I think like just being out on the open water is fun. Like renting a paddleboard, renting like going canoeing, kayaking. I mean, unfortunately, I get really nauseous on those things, but I think so many people love to do that in the summer. So
yeah, for sure.
It's an idea. Okay. One of my favorite things to do, maybe not even in the summer, just kind of any time, is like just going to the lake or the beach by myself and just reading.
Yeah, I think you have your beach days.
Yeah. And most of the time it's like
solo beach days.
Yeah, most of the time it's on my like days off when no one else really has the day off. And I like to go early. Like I like to go at 9 or 10 to the beach because that's when everyone is out there like walking their dogs, or even there's a lot of people meditating on the beach. They're taking their paddle boards out for a morning, paddleboarding session. I just like to go there. I like to read. I like to journal. I like to meditate there too. Before the crowd comes and everyone starts suntanning and blasting music, I like to chill at the beach. So that's one of my favorite things to do. I love doing it even in like the fall when I have to bundle up. I still love going.
So I think like in terms of the beach, everyone has gone to the beach in the summer, but I think maybe something that is unique about your experience is that you go a lot by yourself and you find that to be very, I don't know, not therapeutic maybe, but quite
I'm
fun.
I'm not there to like tan or anything. It's just in the mornings, the salty air and the chill in the wind. and the sunshine on your face. It's lovely.
Very G-esque. Yeah. Okay, well, let me share something that I haven't done before, but is on my summer bucket list. It's another rental thing. I don't know why there's so many things I have to rent. This is very expensive.
Yeah, where are all the free things to do?
There's some. I'll get to them later.
Mm-hmm.
But something I've never done, but I would love to do, is rent a sports convertible and drive on a scenic highway, blasting my favorite summer songs. I was writing this, and I was just, as I was typing this idea out, I was kind of doing what you were doing earlier. I was just smiling to myself because I love driving, and just the idea of, charging down a windy highway along the coast.
Yes.
In a convertible. Oh.
Well, damn. I personally don't like driving, but it sounds like a great opportunity to be a passenger in that car.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was one of those dates on Singles Inferno, the Netflix dating show. One of the final dates that the people went on was driving a Ferrari convertible through some Grand Canyon kind of thing.
It's very Californian. I like it.
Yeah. So that'd be a really nice birthday.
You should do it. You should just do it.
No, it costs a lot of money to rent a sports convertible.
Well, just do it for a few hours. You can go on, what is that website where you can rent cars? Summer bucket list.
Yeah. Oh, that's the point. It's a bucket list thing.
Okay. One of this is like half bucket list, half something that I like to do. And especially in the summertime, is just to be like a tourist in your own city. I feel like people don't often take time off. Like if you have the means or the luxury to take some time off to actually just like stay in your own city and explore, because people love to take time off to go on vacation somewhere else. But if you think about it, if you're a tourist in your own city, you don't have to pay for the accommodations or the traveling to get there. All you have to do is pay for the activities that you're going to do. And there's so many things I feel like in Vancouver or BC that I haven't done before, that are like touristy things that I haven't done before. So in the past few years, not to be too local about it, but just curious, just share one thing. Like one of the things is like the Capilano Bridge. I've never done that. Although I'm terrified of heights, so I don't know if I would ever do that. But those touristy places that people fly from all over the world to come and see that I haven't even seen. Yeah. And so in the past couple of years, I think every year during the summer, I'll take like at least half a week to a week off and just stay around and, hang out with my mom. We go to the lake or a couple of days of camping. Just enjoy your own city.
I think about that a lot too, sometimes, being a tourist in my own city. I actually love reading. One time I came across the Lonely Planet book for Vancouver, and it was very interesting for me to read through it and be like, oh, what are people coming here to do? And I'm like, how many of these things have I done?
Yeah.
So that's a really good, that honestly is, I think maybe the recommendation I would give people is, look up Lonely Planet, whatever travel blog you like, and Google your city and see what people do. You probably know it, and then actually go and try and do it for a weekend.
Yeah, because honestly, sometimes I'm like, when people ask, oh, what is there? I'm coming to Vancouver for the first time. What is there to do? I always recommend Granville Island, like the seawall, stuff like that. But I feel like I don't get out there enough. I love going along the seawall and biking or walking the seawall. I feel like it's a unique thing to Vancouver that
what would make you go out to the seawall more is if you started running. It's a great place to go running.
All right, I'll get to it.
Have you gone to the Nike Run Club yet? So you talked about that a few weeks ago?
I haven't gone. It's been too hot. It's so smoky outside. I can't run.
It's too hot.
Oh my God, excuses.
And then it's going to be too cold.
I know, I know.
The Goldilocks of running.
Okay, what's next?
I have my last rental idea.
Okay.
So this is something I have done, but I highly recommend it. I don't know if it's elsewhere in the world, but certainly in Vancouver, e-bikes are all the craze now. So last summer, when I was in the wine country Naramata, it's really pretty. There's some nice trails. and my friends and we rented e-bikes. And that was my first ever time on an e-bike. And it was mind blowing in terms of how it felt to ride that bike. You're going up an incline and it takes less effort than a normal bike going downhill almost, it feels like. The first few pedals I go, even if I'm going uphill, I feel like there's like this rocket just propelling me forward and it's effortless. And it's so fun. So if you haven't had a chance to go biking this summer and you don't mind splurging a little bit, highly recommend renting an e-bike. But don't just get the e-bike and bike along the seawall or along some flat path. Try and
go up a hill.
Yeah, try and find some trail, some forest trail or some hilly trail, and really make that e-bike worth your money. It's really fun, just the novelty of it.
I would second that. We did it in Italy. We were going up these nice cobblestone paths, but they were like uphill, and I was like, wow, this is so like exhilarating because you can just, it's like zero effort. Yeah, like you said, you can just so go fun. Up this hill and you're not tired at all.
Did you? Yeah, when I was on the e-bike for the first time, I was so inspired to buy one. Did you have the same sort of? Or
no,
this is cool.
Not really. I just thought it was cool.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty expensive, hey? Or I don't know how much they are.
It varies. And then I went back to the shop, right? At that time, I was like, oh, I love this e-bike. Yeah. How much would this cost? And they're like, oh, around $4,000. I'm like, okay, never mind. Just stick to my gasoline powered car.
Yeah, your regular bike. I've gone tandem biking with my mom, except she doesn't do anything, and so
she just
so she's just basically, it's like I have like the basket or whatever in the back, and she's just sitting in there. So yeah, biking is pretty fun. Wow, see, we have such a balance of ideas. Like most of mine are free things that you can do around your city, and yours is like let's rent a boat, let's rent a bike, let's rent a sports car.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, one idea that I thought could be pretty fun, and sorry again, it doesn't have to be summer, but 24 hours, no phone, TV, or computer. I don't know why I just randomly thought of that, but that would be a good idea. I don't know what else you'd get up to, but you can combine that with being a tourist in your own city.
That's basically camping.
Yeah, I guess so. But you have to do that like around technology. Like you have to do that under temptation.
Oh, okay. Because like often when I go hiking, for example, on a long day hike, I love those not just because I love hiking, but because I have no reason or ability to be on my phone.
Do you like hiking by yourself, or do you like hiking with other people?
I haven't gone hiking by myself more than once or twice in my life, but I do like hiking by myself. I would like I would like to do it more.
Yeah. With like no music or anything? You just to...
Yeah, for me, it would be a very meditative sort of activity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you try that, G? 24 hours without digital devices, and let us know how it goes.
Okay. That was good. I like that.
That's a bucket list for you?
It's just a fun thing to do in the summer, I think. It gets you out there exploring, rather than being on your phone or your TV or computer.
Yeah.
Do you have any more?
I do. I have a few more, actually.
Okay, go for it.
All of these are now technically mostly free.
Okay.
So something that I haven't done that's on my, and not really bucket list, but something that I would love to do at some point is to go stargazing, but not just any style of stargazing. I want to do the stargazing where you're on the back of a pickup truck or on the top of your camper van. Something like, one of that, right? Because I've seen stars when I've gone camping, but I want to do that one where you're bringing blankets.
Very
and you're
romantic.
on the back of a pickup truck. Yeah. And you're driving out to some secluded place and you're, I don't know,
finding the Big Dipper.
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, you could play some music. Wow.
It's just so fun.
Vibes.
Okay, let's grab some pillows, grab some blankets, throw it into the pickup truck that I don't own. Maybe, actually, this is probably expensive then. You'll go rent.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to rent a truck.
Damn it.
Have you ever gone, like, along those lines? I've seen people camp out in their car before at, like, a really nice spot so that in the morning they just open their trunk and it's like this picturesque like sunrise that you just see as soon as
I've
you
seen
wake
people
up.
do that on YouTube, right? Like there's a whole movement of people converting their cars into camper vans,
Mobile
even if they're not
homes.
actually camper vans.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't done that, but that'd be fun. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever do it because I don't have a pickup truck. I'm not going to buy a pickup truck, but you see in the movies and stuff, and it looks pretty romantic. So
Yeah. I've always wanted to go camping where I do that because I've only gone camping like amongst the trees, so I've never really been able to see stars or anything like that. But like open camping, I assume that would be backcountry camping. Yeah, where you'd get to see that. But I've never done that, so
it's the most beautiful thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard. But do you have to, I guess you have to be super prepared with everything because you're literally carrying all your stuff.
Yeah.
What if,
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. The next on my list is to go see an outdoor concert. That can be free or it can be a paid thing. But I think there's something about an outdoor concert that is like, I don't know. People seem like closer because like in an arena you have your own seats and stuff like that, but then when you're at an outdoor concert everyone's standing, and I feel like people make friends and you like sing along, and again it's one of those outdoor
basically
things.
EDC.
Okay, I'm not talking about a rave. I'm talking about like a nice summer concert where it's like family vibes, or like it's not like
yeah, G's using her tranquil voice to convey this idea.
I'm talking about something more chill.
I've been to a lot of outdoor classical concerts. Have you not gone to those in the city? Our local symphony has a lot of outdoor concerts in the summer.
No, I don't think
you haven't been
so.
to those? Oh, okay.
That sounds fun too.
Yeah, they're very family friendly, pretty nice.
Yeah.
Because they cater to a crowd, so they usually play a lot of like favorites. When you go to actually see a symphony, they often will play some obscure stuff that you don't know.
Right.
That's very experimental. But yeah, those public concerts are a lot of fun. There are some this summer. You should check it out.
I've also always wanted to go to see, what is that? Like the Shakespeare Bard on the Beach.
Bard on the Beach. Yeah. So our city has this like outdoor Shakespeare. Not outdoor. It's an outdoor tent where they do Shakespeare plays in the summer.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Shakespeare play?
I like Twelfth Night.
Oh, how come?
And I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting story or a fun story. And plus so many movie adaptations from it.
Yeah.
I also do like A Midsummer Night's Dream. So I would like to see that in real life. Yeah. Anyway.
So many ideas that
it's getting me excited. I know.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's been summer for like a whole month already? Maybe it's because it has been on a good streak. Yeah.
Yeah. When the weather's hot, it's summer, and it's been hot most of the past month. So
I feel like it's been a whole month of summer already, and summer hasn't even officially started. So I'm so excited.
As G says with excitement, but as I listen to that with dread, because it's going to be so hot.
Yeah, I guess. But it's nice out though.
Summer hasn't even started and it's this hot. That means it's going to be bloody hot this summer. Oh my God.
Every time, like when spring comes, it just gets better and better for me. Like it builds up to like the best season, which is fall in my opinion. So it's like spring is like, yes, it's awesome. And then summer's like, oh my gosh, amazing. And then fall's like when I just die from euphoria.
G is a fall girl. And she's she's her best.
Basic.
She's living her best life in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
You have a whole fall wardrobe, I'm sure, with like fall colors and stuff.
Fall drinks. Okay, we can talk about fall when fall comes.
Okay.
I get really excited.
It's a whole episode.
Yeah.
And it's like, David, what were you? I'm like, it's just another season.
No, it's not another season.
Okay, so something I would recommend that I've done before is geocaching. And have you heard of this, actually? A lot of people might not know what
it's like Pokemon Go?
I guess. Not really.
Oh. No.
Wait,
no, I don't know.
No, you don't know?
So Pokemon Go, like when you go around and just like look for Pokemon and...
Yeah. So this is you go around and you look for little boxes hidden around the city and parks.
Who puts the boxes there?
The geocaching community.
Oh, whoa, I've never heard about this. Okay, tell me more.
So geocaching is an activity where you download an app, and based on this community that of people who do it, there are hidden boxes of varying shapes and sizes all over the city. Probably I think it's worldwide in at least most major cities. And it'll show you on a map in the app where the cache is hidden. And then you have a GPS, and you basically follow the GPS to go to the location. And then once you're there, because it's usually pretty small, you then have to sort of dig around and figure out where it is. And then it's just there. And then once you find it, you open it, and then there's a piece of paper inside with a log of all the people who have found it. And then so you log your name right on the bottom, right after the last person who found it. And then you might see like, oh, someone found this just 2 days ago. And then you see their name, and then you see the date, and then you add the date and name, and and if the box is big enough, one of the etiquettes is that you would leave something in the box and take something from the box. So it's all like one of those public libraries. So when I go, I bring like miniature dinosaur figurines I bought from dollar store, and I leave one of those dinosaur figurines, and then I take something from the box.
Wow, I've never heard of this before. This is like a Facebook group? Like how, what?
No, I think just Google. I think it's a worldwide thing. It's like, I don't
that's
know.
Cool.
It's like it's, so you have to download the app, and then you go follow that. Yeah. And I think, and it's actually really fun. And in my opinion, if you ever find yourself somewhere, it doesn't even have to be outdoors. A lot of these caches could be indoors in maybe I don't know if it'd be in a mall, but I guess usually it's outdoors. But if you find yourself having an hour to kill in some place and you don't know what to do, you could always open the app and say like, oh, are there any caches nearby I could find?
Okay, I'm going to check this out. That's pretty cool. The next episode, we're going to come back and everyone's going to be like, yo, I downloaded this app.
Yeah.
Geocaching. Yeah. No, that's fun.
It is fun.
Cool.
It's like an excuse for sometimes if you're just going for a walk anyway.
Yeah.
So I've gone with friends where we're trying to go somewhere just to hang out outside, go for a walk, and then we find somewhere with geocaches. So not only are we just catching up and walking along the way, we will also have a side activity of finding the caches.
What's the coolest or weirdest thing you've found?
What do you mean, like inside the box?
Yeah.
Well, most of the boxes I found are tiny. That there's only enough room for the roll of paper. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more about the locations that you find it. Sometimes I pass by the location I found the cache before, and I'm like, I know there's a box right there. Everyone doesn't know it's right there, but there's a little box right there.
Oh.
It's like under the bench or something.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
How many more do you have?
Well, we're at 46 minutes. I don't have that many more. I was just going to quickly list off some basic ones that
okay, I have two
that
more.
Probably everyone has on their list. Okay, I'm going to quickly list off mine then. Go watch fireworks. I think we still have them in our city, like the annual one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Go hiking, because that's one of my favorite things to do in the summer. Camping, a picnic, and that was it. Go for happy hours. There you
okay. All right. The last thing I said was geocaching is something I've done. So the last thing that I haven't done that is something that I would maybe want to do, but so it's very cliche. But you know how people always talk about skinny dipping?
You want to go skinny dipping?
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to, but it's just one of those things where, you know, people always mention it when you play drinking games. Never have I ever, blah, blah, blah. Or like people have crazy, funny stories to tell on that time they did go skinny dipping.
Yeah.
It just comes up in the cultural zeitgeist, if you will, like every now and then. And I think if I actually finally do it at some point, it would be just a fun story to tell. And
okay, so what you need to do is go rent a boat, a speedboat, and then jump off. Take off your clothes and jump in.
I feel like doesn't quite hit the spot because it's when I see in the movies, it's you arrive at the beach, you have the manic pixie dream girl that will take off their clothes and then run in the water, and then she'll turn around
in slow-mo.
Like, what? Yeah, slow motion. And like, what, you chicken? And then the very shy, nerdy guy that hasn't really lived life to the fullest would be like, all right, for this cute girl, I'm gonna do it. And he takes off his tidy whities and he like runs into the ocean and is it in Notebook? Did they do it? Anyways, it's in a lot of movies, right?
Yes.
So-
Yes. All right. Well, you heard it here, folks.
No,
like
I'm not,
David,
no.
David's going to go skitty dipping this summer.
No, it's just,
It'd be fun.
it's a summer activity.
Yes.
Okay, the last one I have is mostly free and is something I have done that I recommend, which is building and flying your own kite.
Ooh.
Have you done this or thought about this before?
It's been years since I've flown a kite, but I always go to this area in Steveston that
Yeah,
like
that's where
it's
I
like
went.
a kite park. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
where I went.
flies their kites
So
there.
it was really fun because my friend and I, we go online, we Googled, what do you need to build a kite? And then you just sort of DIY it. And then just the kite building process and decorating is kind of a fun, artsy, crafty kind of thing to do with, your partner or a date or friends. Doesn't matter. And then you build it and then you're like, all right, let's go try and see if this thing works. And then you go to the park, you fly. And then when it's just you flying, it's like, wow, I built that and it's up in the air right now. It's cool. I don't know.
That
I
is
enjoy
cool.
it a lot.
That's a unique and fun thing to
It's a
do.
creative,
Yeah, I've never
creative thing to
done
do.
it. Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure. Wow, that was a great list, I think.
Yeah.
That was a solid list. It wasn't like super basic and we had a range of activities to do.
Yeah. I would love it if anyone listening actually goes and does one of the things we mentioned that they've never done before and then like let us know how it was for you. Whether it's good or bad. If it was a disaster, I want to know too. That sounds kind of fun.
I would absolutely love it if anyone listening has their own unique summer bucket list idea and will send us an email and let us know what it is and we will shout it out in the next episode. Please.
Yeah.
That would be so fun. I would
be so
love to
fun.
hear other people's ideas on like
Yeah.
unique bucket list things to do in the
Because a
summer.
lot of our ideas are sort of influenced by the city we live in, right? Which is Vancouver.
Yeah.
I imagine there's a lot of things that we haven't thought of just because it's not something that you really do in Vancouver. So if there's
Or maybe
people living,
we'll even try it. Who knows? No promises, depending on what it is. But
yeah,
that'd be fun. All right.
All right. That's awesome. That's great.
That's a wrap. I feel like if I kept thinking, we could have like a second episode about this because this was fun and it made me
Summer
really
activities?
excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. Well, go enjoy your summer, G.
Yeah. Hope everyone has a great summer and we will talk to you next
Have
week.
a great summer.
Yeah. Hags.
Hags.
Bye.
I was thinking about that. I was like, I know, is G too young to know my reference?
What? No.
No, in the
Hags.
yearbook, people used to say
Yeah,
hags.
of course.
And
Yep.
then the other thing they used to do is hakas.
I don't know that one.
No, is it? It's fags.
I don't know that one either.
Find a girl or guy soon.
Oh.
It's like
They write that in your yearbook?
Yeah. In my yearbook,
Oh.
they write hags, have a great summer. Fags, find a girl soon. Like if they know I'm single, which back in middle school years, everyone's mostly single. I think hakas means have a kick-ass summer.
Wow. Look at all these acronyms. I only knew Hags.
All right, well, hags.
All right. Hags, everyone.
Next
Talk to
week
you
we're
later.
gonna talk to your friend Olivia, right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Well, I should say
those
my
were
friend because I brought
It's our
Instagram,
friend.
So we're friends now.
those were the stories that I was going to share at the beginning, but I was like, I'll save them for Olivia's episode. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Enjoy the
Bye.
sun if it's sunny where you are. Bye bye.
Yeah. Stay safe. Bye.
I really hope you all enjoyed today's conversation. If you did, we'd appreciate if you could take a moment to share our podcast with your friends. Follow us on whichever podcast platform you're using. Give us a rating on Spotify or leave a review on Apple Podcasts. We would also love to learn about you, our amazing audience, and shine a light on your unique journeys. Do you have a story about what helped you thrive in your 30s or challenges you've overcome? Let us know at that30showpod@gmail.com or DM our Instagram, that30showpod. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you have a wonderful week ahead.